instant cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. By Bet365, where winning is everything. And by PNC Bank, the official bank of the Cincinnati Reds. It was yet another one-run victory last night. And look at this run for the Reds. Each of their last 8 wins have been by 1 run. That's the longest streak in franchise history, believe it or not. And all of Major League Baseball tied for the 3rd longest streak ever. You got to go back to the 1942 Phillies. If you're going to win one-run games, you better have some leveraged relievers along the way. And Brock Burke has certainly been that, and he has been the iron horse out of that pen this year. 64 appearances now. That's the most in the National League. Only 5 short of his career high. If he stays healthy, he'll shatter that. And he's got 49 scoreless appearances. That's also most in the National League. And this is a tough park to pitch in. His ERA at GABP 1.62. How about the leverage all of a sudden for Luis Mays, the focus of our Kia player profile? It's a reinvented pitcher. Second Reds pitcher since 1900 with 0 runs allowed, 2 or more strikeouts, and 6 straight relief appearances since Aroldis Chapman did it in 2012. Let's hope that reinvention continues. And they hope to win a 5-game set. Not often you get to say rubber game of 5, but that's what we've got. We've got some RBI leaders in this one. 3 of the top 4 in this game going head to head. John and Barry have the call next.
Reds star rookie Sal Stewart jogs out to second base. Before this series, he had only played there 4 times all year. This is his second start of the set at second.
Well, we've seen him all around the infield, and I feel like Sal, as he has built his confidence, has shown his ability to play wherever defensively. He just has a great baseball IQ, high IQ, and a great feel for the game.
He is part of the defense backing up Brady Singer.
And he did not factor his last time out. It was a 8-4 loss to Miami, the Marlins, but he did go 6 innings. He did give up 8 hits, but only 3 earned runs, 2 bases on balls, 93 pitches. And his job is to give this team a chance, and he's done it just about every single time.
Takes on J.J. Weatherholt, who got aboard 3 times last night. A couple of hits, a double, also was hit by a pitch. And Singer misses. It's ball 1. What a turnaround for Singer. Through May, he had made 11 starts. His ERA shot over 6. He only went 6 innings 3 times in those couple of months. Since the 1st of June, 13 starts. ERA just over 3.5. And he's been Mr. Quality, giving innings regularly. 6 innings or more 8 times. On 3 occasions, he's gone 7 or more.
And when you get that kind of consistent production from one guy in your staff, as a manager, you can look at your bullpen and say, okay, well, Singer's going to give us this probably, so we can take a chance with somebody else in the rotation. And if that someone else is Chase Burns the day before, then you're feeling pretty good about your chances.
Now, Singer has seen the Cardinals a decent amount. The natural rival of his original Major League team, the Kansas City Royals. 2.93 ERA against St. Louis, his lowest of any team he has seen in 5 or more starts. He last faced them back on the 5th of June, was tagged with 4 runs, only 1 earned in 4 innings. Reds got blown out that day 10-3. There were 2 errors, making both first inning runs unearned that day. Full count. Hit him. So Weatherholt visibly hobbled some. Athletic trainer now jogs out. Weatherholt is still walking gingerly. On at least one stride, he used his bat like a cane, taking steps toward his athletic trainer.
Where did that ball hit him? The hamstring?
Ali Marmol is out to check on his rookie infielder. The Cardinals get hit a lot. Now, a huge part of that is Ivan Herrera, who individually has been plunked more than any other player. But it's not just him. That's 80 times they've had to wear one this year. Even the steps down to first base did not look clean for Weatherholt there, who normally is a base stealer. Here is Herrera, who walked yesterday, was 0 for 4, a strikeout. Ball 1. Something to look for and consider today. ABS could be a big factor. Hunter Wendelstedt is on balls and strikes today. Sinker snaps in for a strike. The ABS challenges when he has been calling balls and strikes overturned almost 60% of the time. The most total overturns, the highest of any umpire this year. What Sal Stewart is to hitters with ABS, Hunter Wendelstedt has been as an umpire. Now, in Sal's case, that's working in his favor because he's fighting for himself. And hey, they're human beings. Humans make mistakes. But numbers are the numbers. You got to know the scout. It's a pretty good day to challenge. Fouled away. Tyler Stevenson has been the catcher best at that in terms of volume and percentage. In on his hands. You love when Brady Singer does that.
I really do, and he's been very aggressive in his 13 pitches that he's thrown today. Just both sides of the plate. I love his aggressiveness, up tempo, quick to the plate.
Appeal, no go.
You love to play behind a guy like Brady Singer. He's going to pitch to contact. Ball's going to be put in play. He doesn't spend a lot of time in between pitches.
And to that point, Herrera, while he's had overall a fine year, 14 homers, 23 doubles, does bounce into a lot of double plays. In fact, the highest total by a lot of any Cardinal. 17 on the year, second most in the National League. Singer loves the sinker. Beyond Stewart at second base, base hit. Weatherholt shuts it down at second. Full 9 for St. Louis. Cards have won 11 of 17, 4 of 6. Alec Burleson about to stand in, who's had great success against Singer. Jordan Walker had the big homer late last night. The rookie Joshua Baez snapped his offer yesterday. Nathan Church a bunt threat. Brian Torres has had some good ABs. Blaze Jordan and Jimmy Crooks. Burleson has been a problem for Singer. He is the Cardinal that has had Singer's number. 5 for 9, 2 doubles, 2 bombs. I feel like the Reds overall have pitched him pretty well. Did have a base hit and a walk yesterday, but they've muted the impact outside of game 1. He drove in 2. Reds lost 2-1. They've pitched him down a lot. That one is lifted right field. Hector Rodriguez. Weatherholt tags at second. Strong throw to third base, cut by McLean. Now Weatherholt's a quick guy. We've only seen a handful of throws from Rodriguez. He can toss that ball.
Well, for Weatherholt, he's watching to see if Rodriguez is able to get around that ball and get himself into position to throw the ball to third base. That's the determining factor when the ball's kind of in between. You look at the position of the outfielder. And so you're gauging to see if he actually has time to get around there. And you can see he catches the ball to the side of his body. And so he's got to come all the way across his body to throw. You know he's not going to have a good throw or a strong throw in that type of situation.
Jordan Walker, strike one. Ninth inning, he had a two-run homer the other way, brought the Cardinals within one. He's one of the best run producers in the sport in this breakout year. His 90 RBIs, the fourth highest total, but it goes to another level when he's on the road. Of his 90 RBIs, 60 have come on the road. It's the highest such total in the majors. Broke his bat. Stewart throws to first for a force run, scores, throw down to second, safe. Hand up from Terry Francona. Reds might want to challenge. St. Louis has a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, this is just good, smart base running by Herrera right here. Understanding that Sal Stewart is trying to come in to get the double play. He stops in his tracks. And the throw beats him. But he's able to evade the tag.
So now Herrera in scoring position for Joshua Baez. Rookie who went deep his first 3 times at the plate in his debut last series against the Cubs. Then went through an 0 for 18 before he came off the bench. Pinch hit, base hit, 6th inning last night. Later worked a walk, also stole 2 bases his first 2 swipes in the big leagues. Strike 2. Lifted right side. Tolia. A leadoff hit batter comes in. Reds grab their bats, down to run.
With a new Toyota.
Today's pitcher, Tolia, Myers, Rodriguez has his first ribbies in the set, and Ke'Bryan Hayes. Reds take on Michael McGreevy. PNC Bank storylines. These Reds hitters have struggled against him.
Yeah, you can see the numbers, and it hasn't been a lot of strikeouts, just those 3 strikeouts, the 31 at bats. But he's a control pitcher. It's a lot of down in the zone, a lot of down and in and down and away. Ground balls. One of the leaders in the league as far as inducing double plays. So when he gets runners on base, gets a lot of ground balls.
And you just saw a pitch that looked like it might have been down to De La Cruz. And we saw the Reds outright befuddled by Matthew Liberatore in the front half plus of yesterday's game. Now, Reds were getting 1 hit before McLean's double with 1 out in the 6th. And the hit was an earlier McLean knock. He was the only Red to reach at that point. And while that's a left-handed pitcher, there was a similar feel and style to what McGreevy does. You mentioned the ground balls, career 46%. That's top 25 since he debuted. And he can field his position. He himself has been part of turning 4 double plays this year. That's the most in the league. He led the league last year as well. Drilled right up the box. Gets another day to DH, and De La Cruz blisters a base hit.
Yeah, it's really nice to see Ellie being able to get off his feet and just think about hitting for a while. And last few times we've seen him have this opportunity, he's been successful with that bat in his hand.
Sal Stewart, decent lead for De La Cruz. Upstairs miss. Teams don't run a lot on McGreevy. He's been about league average controlling the run game. To me, the more telling thing is very few attempts. Well hit over third, but foul. Another big night for Sal yesterday. That 3-run shot in the 6th, and later got intentionally walked.
Sal Stewart can do damage with 2 strikes on him. He had 2 strikes. And I think the location of this pitch was supposed to be in. He left it out over the plate, and the ball was demolished.
Pickoff check on De La Cruz. Bounce to short. Weatherholt feed. Torres relay, double play. Cardinal defense from Sinclair College. What have you seen on the set?
Well, when you have a guy like McGreevy on the mound, you want to put your best defensive set out there. And we do see Weatherholt playing shortstop today. No Mason Wynn. He's been a really good defender at shortstop, so it's going to be interesting to see how Weatherholt mans the position.
Strike 1 on J.J. Bleday. 0 for 3 yesterday. Soft tapper to second. Torres. Ground balls. Minimum pace.
Everyday value isn't a price.
5-game sets themselves are rare. Even more rare rubber game to come in one. Reds haven't done this since July of 1990, Lark, when your Reds took that finale and the series against the Mets. The franchise has won 7 straight 5-game rubber matches from 1964 through your wire-to-wire champs. First pitch strike to Nathan Church. The rubber game in that set was a 2-1 final. It was on Sunday, July 15th. Norm Charlton got the triumph in that game. He outpitched Sid Fernandez. Good looking pitch, called a ball. Mariano Duncan had 3 hits in that game, scored both runs, both times knocked in by Eric Davis. Now Church had an impactful hit, knocked in a run against Chase Burns. He later came around to score as well in that same 4th inning. Foul tip, cleanly caught, strike 3.
Start that pitch right off the outside part of the plate. Took enough steam off. Church out in front.
It's now Brian Torres, who had a hard ground ball out to first and also had a ribby hit in that 4th inning. And he pulled beyond first. Soft strike down. Tap to second, Stewart. That's a pretty routine play, but that's another ball that took a bigger bounce. It looked like the way that Stewart was playing it and how the ball had skipped, it would come more mid-chest. It went up to the brim of his ball cap.
Yeah, that ball is definitely trampolining off that infield dirt. We've seen it a few times this series.
Well, 2 down. Blaze Jordan, base hit and a walk, also struck out twice yesterday. Elevated miss. Pulled foul. Pretty well hit to right center. Rodriguez after it. He's got it. Good read. To MVP status at the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Enjoy exclusive perks like Reds tickets, limited edition replica World Championship trophies, and more. Be a part of Reds history today at redsmuseum.org. Michael McGreevy did not allow a home run to a Red until he saw them last. It was in June in St. Louis, and 2 Reds took him deep for the only 2 runs he allowed that day. The man at the plate, Tyler Stevenson. The man on deck, Matt McLain. It's in the air, center field, Nathan Church. And home runs have been a bit of an issue for McGreevy. He's given up a career high 18 this year. Beyond that, the home run rate is up a bit. And he's allowed a homer in 3 straight starts, 5 of his last 6. Matt McLain had 3 hits last night. He doubled, had a bunt hit, stole a bag, scored a couple of runs. One of his more impactful offensive games of the year. Upstairs strike. Almost got him. Now McLain was at 190 before the break. He's in the 230 since. He's had a handful of very good games and some dormant stretches as well. Rolled to third. Blaze Jordan. McLain hustling hard, but bested to the bag.
Better get rid of that ball with Matt McLain running. He can scoot. You catch this ball, you wait for the ball to get to you, and then you panic your feet to throw the ball to first base. Yeah, you can do that, but That's going to be. That's not. Your manager's not going to feel too comfortable about that. Or you can do a little pre-pitch movement. Have the ball hit to you, move through the baseball, cut down the distance, give yourself much more time. Make your manager much more comfortable. You're probable in putting your name back in the lineup tomorrow.
Michael Toglia. It was Jordan who had the ball hit incredibly hard, but right by him at third base by Ellie De La Cruz for the walk-off winner.
And not that you would charge that ball, but once again, if you're sitting there and the ball is hit hard like that and you don't have any pre-pitch movement, you become a victim. You're not attacking. We talk all the time to the infielders about you're defending, but you're attacking as you're defending. You're not just waiting and letting the ball come to you. You know the ball's coming, expect the ball to come, and expect to attack the ball.
Toglia to first, Burleson 1-2-3. Reds down a run. It's Reds TV from PNC Bank.
After a huge new order was.
Reds defense from Tri-Health. Stewart gets a shot at second. McLean the same at short, with Ellie serving as the DH. Sunshiny day. Reds hit the road after this. 9-hole hitter Jimmy Crooks was 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts yesterday. A slight 176 average, but he can be dangerous. Does have power that particularly stands out against heat. He does best against elevated fastballs, but soft and down, generally that's how teams get him out. That's sailed to center. Had some surprising carry. Deep gap nearly to the Reds pen, a long out, 1 down. Now, what's your feel first time through for Singer today?
Yeah, once again, just doing what he does. I think he's been being very aggressive. Just couldn't get the double play ball on that ball that was broken bat from Jordan Walker. The only blemish on the scoreboard. He's as expected, being aggressive, attacking the hitters.
He attacked J.J. Weatherholt in a different way. Payoff pitch got away and hit Weatherholt, who came around to burn Singer. That's the game's only run. Rips through a sinker. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pretty well hit right field. He had been in a big slide entering this set. This series seems to have sprung him to life. He walked gingerly after being hit by pitch the first time. Far better getting down on that occasion. He does have 13 steals. Great looking pitch. ABS powered by T-Mobile. This is the first challenge on either side today. And that's
the call's been overturned to a strike.
Kind of like the delivery there. Somewhat matter of fact, a little tour guide-ish, maybe an NPC. Upstairs 1-1. Herrera's got a base hit. There's a lot of different ways to handle this game. The improvisation that it allows for, the distinctiveness is part of its fun. Ivan Herrera's got a different batting stance.
He does. But it gets to it's not about where you start, it's about where you get to when you're about to launch. It gets to a very conventional spot. Starts wide open, swings that front side close, and then he's square when he's approaching the baseball. And that's one thing you have to appreciate about players. They have their own individual style, and it may be somewhat quirky. However, what position do they get into when they're about to let that bat go?
Herrera, an all-star this year, had entered the day 1 for 14 on the set. Does have a base hit tonight. Weatherholt goes, a foul. And Sean McQueenie, head athletic trainer, able to gather it on the bench. And when Herrera's made contact of late, it's been a lot of pop. Of his last 27 hits, a dozen have gone for extra bases. Man on, down a run. Weatherholt off, and that's fouled away. Weatherholt goes, another fought foul. Singer running sinkers in on Herrera, and he's able to stay alive. Overwhelmingly sinkers. Weatherholt goes. Well, if Weatherholt was dinged in any way on that hit by pitch, his body's getting a test right now because he's been breaking on the last half dozen pitches. This will be the 10th pitch of the plate appearance. Runner goes, fouled away. What about a test of wills here? Pretty much same pitch, very similar spots. Who blinks first? Runner goes. Pitch missed. Throw down. Doesn't matter. It's ball 4. Late appeal. No go. Check swing was held by Herrera. 2 on.
Ooh.
It's now the man who's been a problem for Singer on his career. So far, team today got Burleson to fly to right in their first matchup. Burleson deep in the box, the hands raised, almost no knee bend, and fairly open as well to the pitcher. Backdoor try, just misses. Burleson has been the Cardinals' best and one of the best in the game with men in scoring position. Nasty breaking ball. And I feel like when they've had success this series against Burleson, that's what the Reds have done. Soft down. He's taken some big rips at pitches out of the zone down. Three and 1. On the year, 348 with men in scoring position. Out in front, soft down, full count.
I would assume he's going to go back to that slider down or the sweeper. 2 chases.
Swing and a miss, soft down, strike 3.
Just a smart pitch by Brady Singer, saying this guy wants to drive in these runs, so I'm going to throw him a ball. And I truly believe that he will not be able to lay off of it.
Jordan Walker. First pitch bounced foul. RBI ground out his first time. You think there's, you need some variety. It can't be the same thing all the time. But there is a spot to try to attack Walker.
And I think that's the same spot for most power hitters. Jordan Walker, 6'6", long, and long. Think about the home run he hit last night against Emilio Pagan. That pitch was a fastball up out over the plate. Many times pitchers try to pitch away and throw away from power guys. I don't believe in that philosophy. I believe that out there is just giving him an opportunity just to hit the ball at the ballpark. If Jordan Walker makes good contact on the ball up, he's going to hit it out the ballpark. So what you want to do is you want to take away his space. Long arms need space to be able to leverage the baseball. So I believe in against most power hitters is the way. Take away their leverage.
0-2. Walker has made misery for the Reds throughout the year. That includes 7 hits this series, the most productive series in terms of hits that he's enjoyed. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Challenging the ball call.
Please watch the sliding doors. Ball.
Reds have 1 challenge remaining. Call confirmed.
So Reds have 1 challenge to lose. 2-2. Key Brian Hayes stretches at third base. Up and in, appeal, no go, full count. This is going to be the 30th pitch of the inning for Singer. Runners off. In the air, center field. Myers has to go way back. Deep center on the run. He can't get there. Gone. That ball hung and clears the yellow line. A 3-run jack. Walker continues to club the Reds this year. Cincinnati trails 4-0.
Let's look at the location of this pitch and the extension of the arms of Jordan Walker. Look at this. Big fella gets his arms extended. The ball is going to jump.
First pitch, Baez pops a foul.
That's the location right there.
Well, that sweet spot for Walker. He's having the year of his life. An all-star home run derby champ. Fouled back. And with that, by the way, Jordan Walker has matched the Reds' Sal Stewart, tied him atop the Major League RBI leaderboard. Both men now have 94. Golfed foul. And for a Reds team that showed resilience and creativity in scoring yesterday, a 4-run hole, it feels bigger than that. More often than not, the Reds have really struggled to score in the last couple of weeks. Away. Well, the pitch count getting up there on Singer on this inning. Now at 35 and counting. Struck him out. In today's Toyota Tundra Home Run Challenge, Matt Terry from Cincinnati wins a brand new built-in-the-USA Tundra if a Red hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign. Register for your chance at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Well, Reds have some climbing to do, down 4-zip. Michael McGreevy has faced the minimum, Jordan Walker's homer. The biggest swing so far. Sal Stewart obviously made major noise last night, but throughout the series, one of the other big standouts has been Dane Myers. He's had a really good set.
Yes, he has.
Taking all the way, ball 1. His lone hit last night was a stunning ribby bunt base hit.
A little confusion between the pitcher and the first baseman.
Appeal, no go. And there's been a combination of both intensity and looseness from Myers. He's obviously focused, but there's almost this rhythmic sense about what you see in him at the plate.
I would agree with that. I think that's a great description. It is rhythmic.
Bounce to second, Torres. That's a lot of ground balls already for McGreevy.
That's what he does. Pitches to contact and gets a lot of ground balls.
Brings up Hector Rodriguez, who on the series has his first 2 RBIs. He's 3 for 31 so far as a Red. He also, in his defense, has had some not only well hit outs, had a good line drive the other way this series. Second baseman in 2 different sets have taken away at least 3 hits on really high caliber defensive plays against him. Now, to some extent, that's life in the big leagues, right? But he's a rookie who's 31 at bats in, and that's, you know, that would double his hit total.
Exactly.
Could not hold back. Deceptive changeup. And McGreevy this year versus last year, several bigger changes. The fastball velocity is down, but both the 4-seamer and 2-seamer are actually playing better. It seemed to suggest he's commanding it better and maybe getting some movement out of it as well, not as straight. 2-2. There goes the bat, swing and a miss. That was a foul tip caught. The netting handles the lumber. 2 down.
Off speed out in front on a changeup.
Brian Hayes, and that's one of the other big changes. He's using that changeup way more. He has doubled its usage. It's now his number 2 pitch, and it's incredibly more effective. Last year the league hit .333 against it. This year a .186, and as it should, it's even better and more often used against lefties. Lefties entered .175 against that pitch.
So what you're saying is he's pitching better.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he's doing. Less velocity. Not that he was ever a high velocity guy.
rolled to third.
And another ground ball.
The scout so far has been true. Ludacris comes to GABP Friday, September 4th, part of the Ohio Lottery postgame concert series. Stick around after Reds Brewers, a live set from Ludacris. Get tickets now, reds.com/concerts. A sunny afternoon in Cincinnati. Nathan Church leads off. Brady Singer's first pitch. Swing and miss, strike one. Singer struck Church out the first time they matched up. Up and in. Singer coming off a high effort inning, had to throw 36 pitches. Cardinals as a club have been very patient. Roll to Stewart. That's something Terry Francona brought up after yesterday's game about how they handled Chase Burns and coaxed 100 pitches out of him over 5 innings. And Burns is a hard guy to take against because of how explosive the fastball is and the bite on the breaking ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian Torres rolled right side. That gets through, base hit. Blaze Jordan has line to right. And Jordan hit his ball solidly, and it seemed destined for the gap. But Hector Rodriguez, who has not had major tests yet, but has had some not easy plays. He read it wonderfully, made it look very routine.
Yeah, he took a really good sharp angle. It was perfect. Dane Myers went right behind him just in case he didn't quite get there. Yeah, that ball off the bat, I was thinking double for sure.
And that's where, with the most recent roster move that sees the Reds carrying 3 catchers, the man whose playing time is most likely to go up in that regard, Michael Toglia and Hector Rodriguez. And you know, there's certainly upside with Toglia. He's an imported player from the Rockies. And Rodriguez was brought in while still at rookie ball from the Mets, has blossomed in the Reds organization, just arriving for his first taste in the bigs. That's sent to center. Myers, deeper gap, makes the play. And it's the first real chance for Hector, and for the Reds for that matter, to see what they have in this promising young outfielder.
Well, that, in order to see what you have, it's going to require some consistent playing time, and you know, that's the question. Is he going to be able to get that? I don't think you can make a real true assessment with the sporadic playing here and there.
Jimmy Crooks has fly to center. By the way, I asked the genius to look it up. Brady Singer's 36 pitches last inning, his high of any one inning this year. It ties his high as a Red. Also happened against the Pirates in Pittsburgh August of last year.
The genius.
Jim Day makes me smile. Right side. Rodriguez in, Stewart out. Singer works around the Torres base hit. Fairly efficient inning. now for our Mass Mutual moment. Ground balls galore for Michael McGreevy.
Well, we talked about at the top of the broadcast the defenders behind Michael McGreevy because he does induce so many ground balls. And so far today, that's what we have seen. A lot of balls put in play and a lot of those balls on the ground.
So he's starting his second time through the order. He has faced 9 men. That's what he's done so far. That includes, of course, a double play. Fouled away by De La Cruz. Ellie singled to begin the game, and the double play followed from Sal Stewart. Plays off the changeup. Borderline called up. A lot has been made, and rightly so, about the turnaround when teams turn De La Cruz around. How far better he's been as a right-handed hitter. And he's been excellent. He has slaughtered lefties this year. Now, that said, as a lefty, his numbers have dropped a lot. It's a little odd. He's down to 232 as a lefty. His OPS is in the 720s. Wonder when that surge might come on that side. There's still a lot of season left. Jordan. Yeah, it's long been talked about with switch hitters. The work, the maintenance they have to do, because you have to keep both sides in rhythm and in check. And when you compound that with playing as often and as hard as Ellie does, playing shortstop and running, as you say, on jet fuel energy-wise, that's a lot to manage.
Yes, it is.
Strike one on Stewart.
So glad to see him DHing a couple times this series. It's been great. I think that's going to help him in the long haul.
0-2 on Stewart. Andrew Abbott able to gather that in the dugout. A lot of game to go here. Can the Reds chip away early stage second time through against McGreevy? As McGreevy has his talents, and he's a very competent true pro. But he's far from perfect. He got blown up by the Cubs his last start of July. He gave up 7 runs, failed to go 2 innings. In fact, his last couple of starts combined in July did not go very well. He has been overall far better since, including a redeeming rematch against the Cubs. Two balls and 2 strikes. Well hit opposite way, but foul. This is the longest plate appearance by pitches by a Reds batter today. And And a curveball strikes him out.
McGreevy just keeps coming at you. Curveball, sinker, sweeper, changeup, sweeper, sweeper, cutter, sinker. Unpredictable.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Looked like a very low strike. Reds have one to lose, but I think this one's going his way. Yeah.
Call's been changed to a ball.
And that's, by ABS standards, we're pretty used to it by now. That is not close. The day is grounded out so far today.
Kind of sounded like a little Bob Uecker in you right there, bud.
Definitely not intentional, but a man certainly revered. And we were talking to Mr. Belvedere earlier today, talking a lot of 70s and 80s shows. The organist in the ballpark was playing TV theme songs while we were eating. And I asked Jim Day, you had stepped away, and I asked Jim to predict the next songs that would come, and he actually got it. I'm not sure if he saw the playlist or not. He's been known to be a part of scams involving what's coming up in those things before.
How's his music career going, by the way?
He's pumping out songs. AI music, but Jim Day lyric songs.
Music career, that's stretching it.
3-2.
But I mean, there was no cheating involved, by the way. But I mean, it's popular. They're going to play the Love Boat theme.
He called it. He just started singing it. You know, when you start singing those songs, you turn into more of a crooner. Like that's what I hear from you. That old school, almost Sinatra-esque.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's more of Bill Murray's SNL skit. In fact, he sang that. Yes. Thank you very much.
Payoff pitch. You were part of a conspiracy, though, involving trivia on the scoreboard in the Reds dugout, right?
Yeah, should I give that away?
I don't know.
I probably have before.
That's why I ask in a generality for you to fill in.
Yep, I used to provide the scoreboard stumper to a certain former coach who got other coaches on getting the answer right every day.
Man, how do you know all this trivia? That was pretty random. Mid-'80s.
I will tell you that one of the victims also later became part of the conspiracy. That's Freddie Benavidez.
Great AB by Bleday. Now, producer Josh Hall brings up a great point. The true career of AI-fueled music artist Jim Day needs some kind of a name. Like, you're not going to go by Jim Day? What are you going to go by? What do you...
Stage name.
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, all I did was mess around with AI here. This has turned into something that shouldn't be. Although I will tell you, the first song was a banger. I don't know.
Joel has a suggestion, and he is a genius. What if you went Jim Day-I? Maybe you could even spell it D-A-I? 0-1. Swing and miss.
Probably stick to baseball stats.
Oh, shots fired at the genius.
Kidding. You know I love the genius. I can retire now. I made the back of his computer, so.
He just redid all of them.
I know. I made the cut. At least I did before. Maybe he just redid it again and took me off, but love me some genius.
Yeah, for those unaware, Joel is printed stickers that go on the back of his laptop. He's got Cowboy with the full mullet giving the fist pump in Reds uni. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Catcher is counting the ball call.
Barry Larkin with the C on his. Oh, there you go. Jesse Jackson, or late legendary stage manager.
Cardinals have 1 challenge remaining.
Sam LeCure is on there.
See your mug on there.
Some
as well.
fat bald dude is on there. Table wrecker.
You have to tell that story, John.
Well, we shoot our open every day where we sit on the table here, and yesterday there was a workplace incident.
So we start the first take yesterday in the open. You're talking about it, and then all of a sudden, down goes Frazier.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much a hard, clean, and then the clip on. You wear a belt pack on the back. Yeah, 0 days since our last accident. You're right, Joel. He went. Strikeout for McGravy. No tables were harmed in the filming of today's baseball game. So this was yesterday. Sean Brown, VP of Ballpark Operations, Rufus Ron Millenor, producer Josh Hall doing some surgical repair work on the busted table. Our Elk and Elk injury report. The table today is A-OK. In fact, it's as solid as it's ever been. Full Jim Day solid. Solid. First pitch strike to J.J. Weatherholt. So I needed for a while, Lark. I had to try to match you. I mean, in almost every other way imaginable I can. But now we've both taken out a table.
Well, you have to tell that story as well.
I think you would tell that best.
Well, we were down in Miami, and I don't travel, and there's a reason why the club does not allow me to travel. And I was unhappy with the seat that I had, and so I saw another one, and I decided just to take it upon myself to bring the other seat down the 4 or 5 different set of stairs that I needed to walk down, and didn't quite make the last step. And the chair was my brace against the table, and it broke the table essentially.
This one sent to left. Bleday, deep corner. Jump at the wall. Got it.
A really nice play by J.J. Bleday. Getting to that wall. That ball just continues to drift, but he gives himself enough space to be able to go vertical. Throw a little turn in there as he's going up.
Almost overran it. That's a hard read going deep in the corner.
Really good play.
Ivan Herrera chops a foul. Yeah, in your case, it was a chunk of the table that was removed. It almost looked like a giant animal had taken a bite out of it. Like McGruff the crime dog, where instead Fiona the hippo.
And so they repaired it, and I think they put there something like Larkin was here. I haven't been on the road since, and I understand why I have not received the invitation.
Shallow right center, Hector Rodriguez. So now the two of us have set a standard. So I think Cowboy in the upcoming road trip, it's on him.
It's time.
Yeah, I would say it would happen at Dodger Stadium, because I think he would rather gleefully destroy almost any property in that ballpark, but I think he's off that series somehow this year. Alec Burleson is flied out, struck out, hit by pitch. Stevenson seemed to wince a bit as well. Where did that ricochet? Athletic trainer out to check on Burleson. Right off the foot. Yeah, got up near the face of Stevenson. So that's the second Cardinal hit by pitch. Weatherholt was hit the first and later scored. That puts a man on for Jordan Walker, who was down 0-2 his last time. And then connected on a payoff pitch for a 3-run homer. He has knocked in all of the game's 4 runs. And you had loved the next to last pitch that Singer threw Walker when he nearly got him to go on a check swing.
Yeah, as I talked about, I feel like a lot of times that pitch, by the way, was a fastball up and in. And I feel like you have to crowd a guy like Jordan Walker like that right there. I feel like any big, strong, long guy, that's their kryptonite right there. And I feel like a lot of times, because there's this perception that this hitter has so much power, you want to try to run away from that power thinking that I can go away. Well, going away is actually doing him a favor because it's allowing him to extend those arms. Totally different against a guy like Matt McLain, who has power, but his arms are much shorter.
And that one rolled to McLain. They go the short wave for the 4s. Matty Mack will get it going for the Reds. They need some runs, down 4. McLain will get his shot to spark the Redlegs. 4-0, Reds trail, held to 1 hit so far. That was Elly De La Cruz to begin the game. At McLain fouls strike 1. He is grounded out to third base so far today. 1 of 7 ground outs induced by Michael McGreevy. Season high is 11. Career high is 12. Ground ball, shortstop. Weatherholt makes the play, 1 away. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
This summer, sleep cooler for less at Big Sandy Superstore. Your headquarters for luxury mattresses. Big Sandy Superstore.
Michael Toglia stands in. It feels daunting right now, and understandably so for a lot of reasons, but things can turn quickly. You look at what happened with Matthew Liberatore, who was cruising, was dominating, and then 3 straight hits, a line drive out. Reds get some runs. It's something that Ali Marmol spoke with their media about last night, getting that extra inning out of him and trying to ride that tightrope as the Reds made their initial run, in part because their pitching is thin. They kind of needed that. 2-0 to Toglia. And the earlier you can get McGreevy out today, the better. To get him out, you probably have to score a little bit as it is. You know, they cut Kyle Leahy short by design, he offered, after 5 innings, but that came at a consequence and meant another inning out of the bullpen. Toglia and hangs to left center. And these are all running things that managers very much think about. A common tool that just about every manager has is one concise card that shows the usage of every reliever. When did they throw in the last week? How many times? How many total pitches? And that's part of their mental math when they go in. Who are the guys I'm most likely to use if and when up? Who are the guys I'm most likely to use if and when down? And like all good things, the best laid plans, the game dictates. The game tells you.
No doubt. That's why the most important thing is to understand thine own.
Right field, Walker started back. That's a third 1-2-3 inning for Michael McGreevy. Show you some shots of the Reds Youth Academy, helping those in our area. The Reds Down 4 or Reds VIP experience. To enter, scan the QR code, register at Reds.com Facebook.com/AvoReds. Be sure to follow @Avos from Peru on Instagram. Joshua Baez leads off. Swing and miss, high and tight from Singer. Baez has popped to first. He is struck out. Grounded to short. Backhand McLean. Longer throw. Got it.
I think it's so nice to be able to watch Matt McLean play and compare how he plays with how Elly De La Cruz plays. I saw Matt catch that ball right there, really maintain his compactness and just explode and throw that ball across the diamond. Elly De La Cruz just obviously a much different body type and different style of play. He gets that ball and kind of stands up and leverages that ball across the diamond. Both accurate, both successful, but just fundamentally different. Matty's strength is in his compactness. Elly's strength is in his length. And so they play their game, their style of play is consistent with their body types. That's why you can't tell a guy he has to do it this way, because everybody's body functions differently. And I hear this from a lot of amateur coaches especially. You got to do it this way. No, you don't. What you have to do is you have to be successful. You do it in your own unique way, in your own style. Now there's some fundamental things that have to happen, but you can't force a guy like Matt McLean to try to play like Elly De La Cruz. It just doesn't work. And conversely, you certainly can't expect that 6'6" frame to play like a guy that's 5'10", 5'11".
That throw from McLean, by the way, was at 89. After the base hit by Church, Brian Torres. Julian Garcia's up in the Reds pen. Bounced to second. Knocked down to the backhand by Stewart. Spun his wheels some, and both men are safe. E4.
Got a pretty good jump on that ball. I think just running a little too high. You can see as Sal goes to try to catch this ball, his glove is going up to down as opposed to down to up. Anytime you take your glove down to the ball, you're not going to be able to caress the ball, if you will. So maybe just riding a little too high, standing too tall out there.
So fielder's choice error. Now 2 on for Blaze Jordan, who was lined out, flied out. Singer ready for his 102nd pitch. Double play ball. McLean feeds Stewart. Up the line with a stretch. Tolia stays on the bag. Nice job.
Runners on base. You get a ground ball. You got to convert it into the double play. Little 6-4-3. Nice play by Tolia.
Power. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
4-zip. Reds trail. Michael McGreevy has faced 1 over the minimum. It's been a lot of ground outs. Miss to Hector Rodriguez, who has suffered 1 of his 3 strikeouts. In many ways, the game to this point feels incredibly similar to last night. And both are not that different from some other games in the last couple of weeks. Off the glove of a diving Blaze Jordan. Weatherholt can't get it there in time. Base hit Hector Rodriguez.
It's nice to see one go Hector Rodriguez's way. I was thinking as that ball was tipped to the shortstop. Weatherholt, oh my goodness, not another one.
I had the same kind of vision on that pinball there. Ball one to Ke'Bryan Hayes, who was grounded out. Called low. They got a ground ball machine on the mound. The Reds, when Hayes has hit a few times, have ignited runners. Happened with Jose Trevino not that long ago. And Rodriguez does not have a stolen base attempt in the big leagues yet. Did have 73 steals in the minors. He was home to first there in 4-3 and change. He's pretty quick. Swing and miss, 2-1. Fouled away. Smacked over short base hit. Rodriguez blazes through second. Church fires to second base. Base hit Hayes, first and third for the Reds.
Well, you called it. You said it was very similar to what we saw in yesterday's ball game, and pretty much no offense, and all of a sudden it wakes up. Base hit by Rodriguez. That ball smashed by Ke'Bryan Hayes. That was 106 off the bat. Now we got the run producers. Elly De La Cruz, Sal Stewart coming up.
Yesterday it was sixth inning, one out. Batters 9, 1 and 2. Back to back to back. Here it is sixth inning, nobody out. Batters 8 and 9 are on. Strike one at the knees against De La Cruz, who has singled and grounded out. One and one. Man at third, less than 2 down. Gets that man in above big league average about 2/3 of the time. Brian Torres is overplaying for Elly to pull at second. With Hayes held on, look at how far over Torres is. A ball hit to the traditional second base spot. Not only is that a run, Hayes is going to third. And if he hits it to the wall, Hayes might score.
How about hit it over the wall?
Amen. I'll sign up for that. Yeah, the contact and the power left side has not been as regular. It kind of feels like he might be due for that. And while this is a ground ball pitcher, does allow home runs. Full count. So a bit of pick your poison. There is a base open essentially at second. It's ground ball guy. But if you're not competitive here to De La Cruz, and you walk him, you load the bases for Stewart as the tying run. So Dusty Blake, pitching coach, on the phone. No action yet in their pen. Fouled away. And now it looks like they will get someone up. Looks like Ryan Stanek. This is starting third time through for McGreevy. This is where the Reds broke out last night. Can history repeat? 3-2. Did he go? Yes, on appeal, strike 3.
Just a smart pitch once again. We saw Brady Singer do it with Alec Burleson earlier in the game with runners in scoring position, understanding that those guys want to drive in those runs.
Sal Stewart thundered a 3-run homer in this spot yesterday. Takes ball 1. He's bounced into a double play and struck out. In the last half century, only 2 rookies have had more 3 or more run homers than Sal Stewart. Alan Davis had 9 in '84. Pete Alonso had 9 in '19. Sal has thundered 7 3-run shots and grand slams combined. He has met moments with regularity. Down and away.
Well, you said it met moments with regularity. How about last night? 2 strikes on him. Lets that ball get a little deep. And I think the pitch location wanted to be inside. It was left out over the plate, and Sal crushed it.
2-0 down and in. 3-0. His 3-run homers this year, by the way, 5 have been game winners. The highest total by any rookie in a season ever. Can't do that here. Reds are down 4, but man, they need runs. 3-0. Take, 4-pitch walk, bases loaded. That's a respect AB. McGreevy clearly careful. Now J.J. Bleday. Looks like the Cardinals might bring the infield in. We'll get a visit here. Stanek had it warm for all that long. And the move is made. So Bleday and Tyler Stevenson go to Chris Valaika. They get the scout on Stanek. The Reds have chased Michael McGreevy.
Liberty.
Reds have loaded the bases. J.J. Bleday will take on Skyline Chili called to the bullpen, Ryan Stanek.
And this is basically your closer in the middle of the game type of situation with Ryan Stanek. He's a power pitcher, 7 holds in his last 8 appearances.
J.J. Bleday ground out and a walk, nearly got nipped on the first pitch. Stanek has had Bleday's number, 0 for 8, strikeout and a walk. Is Bleday due? 1 out, getting shut out. That's over second. That's down for a hit. Station to station. Shutout spoiled. Rodriguez scores. It's 4-1.
Nice job by J.J. Bleday, not trying to get too big. Pitch down, really nice swing on that ball. Stanek looking for that double play on that ball down in the zone. J.J. lifts it right over the infield.
Tyler Stevenson, strike 1. Tying runs are on. He's the go-ahead man at the plate. 309 lifetime bases juiced. One of his 3 grannies has come this year. Stanek was the first out of the pen a couple of games ago. Got the top of the order in order. Fouled away. He also got a ground out from Stevenson in the later stage of the series opening 2-1 Cardinal win. It's when the Reds left a man in scoring position, lost by a run. Lays off the split. Stevenson, to his credit, has seen a decent amount of soft down this series from St. Louis, and I feel like he has seen it down and watched most of those misses. Put it in play to Stanek. He generally makes the plays. One of 2 men in Major League history to have not been charged with a single fielding error, despite having appeared in 500 games, 450 innings. Stevenson down the right field line. Longer look for Walker to that side wall. Hard stumble. No play. That's a tough triangle to navigate, particularly as a visitor.
Yeah, that's dangerous right there. You got that wall jetting out, and then you have the tarp.
And a fan got his hand on the ball, but was on the inside of the netting in the stands. Struck him out. So it's up to Matt McLean.
A slider. Stanek has a big arm. He's leads these Cardinals with 110 pitches at 99 miles an hour plus.
And to your point, there's 99, bottom of the zone for a strike. In the dirt, what a block by Jimmy Crooks. Hayes holds at third base. Strike 2. Almost got him.
He sparked the comeback last night. He hits the capper here and now. The Reds ahead 5-4 on the thunder from Matt McLean.
Well, we talked about the positioning of pitches to certain players. Matt McLean, where you do not throw him, is on the inside part of the plate because of the lack of length of his arms. and his ability to get to that ball on the inside part of the plate. That's exactly where that splitter was. And short and quick to the ball. Another line drive. This one out of the ballpark for 4 runs. How about that?
It was his double that got him going. I mean, this is just about the same game. It's the same game all over again.
Yeah, you called it.
Michael Toglia has grounded out. He has flied out. In the Reds' last 15 seasons, they have only had 2 grand slams when trailing by 3. Christian Encarnacion Strand cleared the monster at Boston a couple of days before 4th of July last year. And that shot by Matt McLain, end of list in the last 15 years.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Upstairs. No reason for McLain to smile. Foul tip, strike 3. What a rally for the Reds.
Well, Matt McLain coming up huge. Bases loaded. He gets a splitter on the inside part of the plate and puts us up.
Good one.
Mommy loves you.
Matt McLain coming up big time for this team. We've seen him starting to put it together offensively. Doesn't get much better than a grand slam. Outstanding.
A go-ahead granny from down 3 to up 1. Brady Singer is done. Reds lead at 5-4. Julian Garcia, the first in out of the Reds bullpen.
And Julian ought to be awfully rested. Last time we saw him was back to Sunday against the Marlins. So he's had a few days of rest.
That grand slam, by the way, gets McLain over the Mendoza line on the year. He's up to 201. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was back at 190. 3 balls and no strikes. Now, the contact has come up. Extra base hits have been a big part of it in that time, and he's been producing and scoring runs. 4-pitch walk. So right after the Reds slingshot ahead. And McLain now his last 14 games, 273. Half of his 12 hits have gone for extra bases. And at OPS just under 900 at 892 in that time.
Hopefully we can sustain this success he's had with the bat in his hand.
That's been the elusive part. We have seen spurts somewhat similar to this multiple times in the last few years from McLain. Right to Stewart. Feed to McLain. Double play. It's a rather smooth drag of that toe by McLain on the bag at second base.
Good feed from Sal Stewart. Matty in good position to drag that foot across as he's throwing that ball to first base. Well done.
So that 4-pitch walk quickly erased. Ivan Herrera has singled, walked, and scored. He's 1 for 2. Strike 1. In the air, center field. Myers, minimum faced for Garcia.
Have you ever wondered why?
Don't miss a moment the rest of the season with Reds.TV, presented by PNC. Stream the entire season Reds territory for just $34.99. Watch games at home or on the go. Stay connected Visit Reds.tv for details. Our Toyota game summary. What are you seeing here today?
Well, once again, Brady Singer does what he does. Give him a chance. Obviously, the offensive juggernaut on the St. Louis side with Jordan Walker. And Matty McClain, we certainly have started to see him really do some good things offensively. The grand slam to put up the runs to put us ahead on the scoreboard. So far, so good.
Pitching change for the Cardinals. Peter Strzelecki.
Strzelecki gave up the home run. I believe it was to Dane Myers to send the game into extra innings. Dane Myers came off the bench, a pinch hit role. And got that sinker over the middle of the plate, smoked it.
That was 2 outs, 9th inning. He has been an excellent pinch hitter, has started more often since Blake Dunn's injury. And here's a rematch. Myers ground out, fly out today. Opposite way, stabbed cleanly by Burleson. Line drive out. TJ Antone now warms for the Reds. Hector Rodriguez, an infield hit and a run scored. He led off and he set the tone in the 6th. Taking all the way, statues a strike. Yeah, the only other Red I recall doing that, Dane Myers has done that a lot this year. Almost feel like I've never spoken with him about this. Might kind of sort of be on purpose, right? That's a fair ball, pitcher cover. You statue watch a few strikes. Opponents, especially if they watch recent video, think, oh, I can just grab a strike early. Then you swing away, then you bunt.
Yep.
Then you, next thing you know, you got some offense.
That's right. Set them up. Little gamesmanship.
2 down. Ke'Bryan Hayes, hard single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. It's not a ton, but there have been some hard hit balls that have been base hits for Hayes. It's more than just a sprinkle recently. The ABs have looked better.
They have.
Is there anything different that you're seeing?
Obviously, health is a huge part of it. There's no reason they sent him out. He was struggling, but had some serious issues, and he got those addressed. And since he's been back, he's been much, much better.
Two one. Called low. In his last 9 games now, including today, hitting .313. It's not a ton of ABs. The games played are a little deceptive. Elevated strike. Because he more often is either not starting and coming in late or getting hit for if the Reds are trailing. But hey, all he can do is play within opportunities presented. And to the bat, routine left, Baez. Bottom of the order, in order.
Chevy dealers.
Reds fans, vote for GABP's own double play donut parfait in the Ballpark Bites bracket. Make your selections for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. TJ Friedl is into the game. He now plays left field. They bumped JJ Bleday over to right. Made a similar switch last night. So Hector Rodriguez is out of the game. TJ Antone is in. Great looking pitch, called a ball. Faces Alec Burleson, who's 0 for 2. Fly out, strikeout. He's been hit by a pitch. Another pretty good looking pitch, called a ball. Each team has 1 to lose. Antone career highs in innings and outings this year. And he's trying to bounce back after a couple of lines that weren't so pretty against Miami.
He had to be well rested, and not pitched since Sunday.
That's lifted left side. Antone and Hayes. Hayes in foul ground. Now on the year, he's had a really fine season. ERA in the 3.5 range. League is only hitting just over 200 against him. His whip is just north of 1. That's very good. Just seemed like he was a little flat in those 2 outings, which, you know, he's a 3-time Tommy John guy hitting innings he's never pitched before, right? And he's in a real troublesome pocket. You know, I think this is a lot of faith from Terry Francona. You're going heart of the order: Burleson, Walker, Baez. The lead is at 1 run. Walker 4 ribbies, including a 3-run homer, and he chases a sinker. Walker gets time. For most of this year, we have seen a lot of sweepers. The new pitch for Antone. Stevenson away. Struck him out. Sweeper running away. 2 down.
If you're going to throw it out there, get it way out there. And that's exactly what Antone does.
So now Baez, the rookie. Pop out, strikeout, ground out today. Ground out saw that strong throw from Matt McLean at 89 miles an hour. Healthy cut. By the way, something I assume we might revisit, assuming Ellie plays the field tomorrow in Arizona. A hat tip to Sarah Langs, who does a superb job tracking the sport, promoting the sport. She loves the sport. She threw out a list of the fastest tracked assists by infielders in the StatCast era, going back to 2015. All of the top 5, 7 of the top 8 are Ellie De La Cruz. And keep in mind, that's assists. That's not throws. Those are throws that get an out. They're throws that make an impact. And Ellie's relay at nearly 100 yesterday cut a man down at the plate in a just about carbon copy in beating the runner by 5 steps to the one he had against the Nationals earlier this year. That's a walk to Baez. Tying run is on. Baez did steal a good amount in the minors. He stole twice yesterday. Now those throws are GE Aerospace defensive spotlight.
Yeah, as a third base coach, you obviously want to try to be aggressive, but you got to take in consideration the arm of the relay man. When Ellie De La Cruz gets that ball, you kind of think, I better put the stops. You just can't do it. Ellie has a cannon.
First pitch cutter went for a strike against Nathan Church. Church has singled, came his last time. He's also struck out, grounded out. Baez goes. Antone, throw to second, got
Well, Baez just trying to be really aggressive to get himself in scoring position. Antone, no panic, delivers the ball to Matt McClain to record the out.
.com/premium.
Join the Reds for Budweiser 321 Tuesdays. Enjoy select $3 beers, $2 Bar-S hot dogs, $1 ice cream cups. Get tickets now, Reds.com/Tuesday. First pitch missed to Ellie De La Cruz, who has singled, grounded out, struck out. Ellie getting another day to rest a bit while his bat can still make impact. His second run at DH in recent days. Foul tip. Brock Burke is up in the Reds bullpen. That is a little surprising with the Reds up 1 run. It is left, left, right, left for the Cardinals. Church, Torres, Jordan, Crooks. Now that said, the Cardinal bench is entirely right-handed, including some capable bats. Mason Wynn, Jose Fermin, Pedro Pajes, and Everson Pereira. Payoff. Crooks could not corral it. So the Reds have now scored 5 runs from the 6th inning on in 3 of their last 4 games. They scored 1 other run in those 4 games combined. It's generally been muted starts for the first half plus of the game, and then an eruption of offense 3 times in 4 games.
It has been amazing. It's been consistent too. Yeah.
Ellie walks, second time on today. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Reds had some pull-away insurance in the later stage yesterday. Sal Stewart has walked and scored. The Major League co-leader in RBIs. Runs in, 1-1. We're seeing some soft stuff from Strzelecki. This is a battery that each gets run on a good amount. For Strzelecki, the league is 12 for 12 lifetime trying to steal against him. Not 1 man caught. Jimmy Crooks has 1 man caught in 14 attempts. Stewart lines out to Baez. I feel like this is what we're seeing more often from Stewart. So, barring a major twist, right now he's hitless on the day. He's had 4 pretty good ABs, and he still found a way on, and he still scored a run.
Quality at bats. That's what you look for.
Ball 1 to Bleday. Ribby hit his last time. He has walked. He has scored. Slightly larger lead for De La Cruz. Strike one. Two and two. Ellie goes. Swing and miss. Strike three. Throw down. Tails. Tag. Safe. A strikeout of Leday, but De La Cruz gets his 22nd steal.
Yeah, I think he just missed him. Pretty good jump by Ellie.
So Ellie led the majors in July. He had 10 steals. That's only his second in August. He had been caught twice this month. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 3, couple of Ks. Ball one. Well, Brock Burke is ready in the Reds' pen. Pagan had pitched in 2 of the last 3. Stevenson to routine right. Brock Burke did not have a save until this year. He's 2 for 2 as a Red. He'll go for a third. A 5-run sixth, the comeback for the Reds, capped by a Matt McLain go-ahead grand slam. Now in the ninth, it's a 1-run game. Each of the Reds' last 8 wins decided by 1 run, the longest run of that sort in team history, tied for the 3rd longest in the history of the game, topped only by the 1942 Phillies and the 1889 Cubs.
Should be awfully comfortable playing in this type of game, ball game. Brock Burke, this is his 65th appearance, leading the National League in 3rd or tied for 2nd in all of Major League Baseball now.
Pinch hitter Jose Fermin stands in for Nathan Church. Takes ball one. Fermin hit for Church last night. He popped out when he stood in the 7th. He later doubled. That came in the Cardinal rally in the 9th. Now, save opportunities as technically listed are not really what I think the spirit of it is. It can happen in a 7th inning of a game. 2-0. But Burke, for what it's worth, was 0 for 13 in scored save opportunities entering this year. He was 0 for 2 in the 9th or later. He's 2 for 2 this year. That includes allowing a couple of runs against the A's in his last one. That's when he had some margin for error. There is none here. This is high wire, no net with the lead at 1, and it's 3-1 on Fermin. Full count. Brian Hayes plays deep and guards the line at 3rd. Emilio Pagan pitched in game 2 of Monday's doubleheader. He threw another inning last night. Down the left field line early and foul. To short over McLean, base hit, tying run is on.
A little bit out in front on that first changeup, so Brock Burke decides to go right back to it, right off the end of the bat.
Do they bunt Brian Torres? They don't hit for him. He goes left on left. Has one sacrifice in the bigs. He squares up and in, and he tumbles down. That's the third Cardinal hit today. Athletic trainer is out. Torres doubled over in pain. His hand shaking as he's trying to get that glove off. Now the umpire's conferencing. I did not see a signal of awarding first base or of a foul.
Cincinnati is challenging the call of hit by pitch.
The Reds are challenging hit by pitch.
Looks like that ball did definitely hit that bat. It may have hit his hand, but I believe it hit that bat as well.
This is a manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda. Now the crowd agrees with you, Lark. If the ball hits the bat and the hand simultaneously during a bunt try, foul. If it hits the hand first, it can be a hit by pitch. If it hits the bat first, definitively foul ball. Well, Torres is sauntering down to first, still recovering. But lead man Jose Fermin remains hovering near the bag, chatting with Stubby Clapp, first base coach.
After review, the call on the field stands. It's a hit by pitch. Cincinnati will lose their challenge.
I don't know, man.
Well, you said if it hits your hand first and then hits the bat, then it's a hit by pitch, and that's probably what happened.
Well, scored hit by pitch. Now it's 2 on for Blaze Jordan, who has lined out, flied out, and bounced into a double play. Reds would take the latter here and now. First pitch, center field. Myers makes the catch. Fermin tag at first as well. Throw goes to second. Tag safe. Both men tag up. Longer fly ball out. Then Stewart from his backside able to squirt the ball to Key Brian Hayes as Fermin leaked a bit off third base.
A really good throw to second base and a good slide by Torres. You see Sal had his back turned, so you go away from him. And heads up, runner at third base. Sal gets rid of that ball right away.
There is no action in the Reds pen. Infield coming in. Another pinch hitter standing in for the left-handed Jimmy Crooks will be right-handed outfielder Everson Perea. And they're going to send Mason Wynn on to run at second base for Torres. So Fermin, the tying run at third. Wynn, who's a Blazer, is a potential go-ahead run at second base. Infield in. First base open. Up and in. He's just south of 100 at bats this year between the White Sox and Cardinals. A waiver claim a few weeks ago, hitting .234. strike. There's double barrel in the Cardinal pen. Both George Soriano and closer Riley O'Brien are up. Up and in 2-1. A tenuous lead. 2-2. Strikeout would be sweet. Got him!
And sometimes you just have to challenge a hitter, and that's just what Brock Burke decided to do. Fastballs at the top of the zone. Definitely a chase at the ball out of the zone, but it's a little hard ball, old school hard ball. Hit it if you can.
So now second and third, 2 outs, 1-run game. Leadoff man, the Cardinals' prized rookie J.J. Weatherholt, has been hit by pitch, has a base hit, has scored twice. Elevated strike. Shock, no ABS. You got 1 to lose. You're down a run, 2 outs, 9th inning. Look to be high.
Yep.
Elevated miss. Strike 2. Weatherholt calls time. He had been one of the game's worst contact men since the break, but has had 5 hits this series, matching his total from the prior 10 days. Myers hops, readies in center. The ball is sailed to left center. Friedel shading his eyes. Myers makes the call. Myers off the ball. Fermin scores. Wynn scores. And the Reds trail. That was ball game and a dropped fly ball. The Reds are down 6-5 in the 9th.
Well, you can see it looks like the last minute TJ Friedel gets out of the way, and it looks like Dane Myers is definitely calling it. Wow.
E8, no RBI. They're going to intentionally walk Ivan Herrera, who has singled, walked, and scored. So now it's 2 men on, and Brock Burke has to deal with Alec Burleson. Now facing a deficit. Burleson has been hit by pitch. He's 0 for 3. Reds in the home 9th. McLean, Tolia, Myers. Up and in. It's back-to-back misses with elevation, and Burke had a couple of elevated pitches that last AB as well. His 21st pitch. Bounced right side by Tolia. Wave at third. Bleday in right. Throw in is cut. That's another run. Weatherholt home. Herrera first to third. And it's 7-5 St. Louis. Oh, this is an ugly ninth inning.
Well, this is another ball put in play that's definitely playable. We've seen this a few times. The ball just jump up on these infielders. And Tolia doesn't take a great route to this ball. That's another play that should be made.
And they might not be done. There's no action in the Reds' pen, so Burke continues to try to battle. He now has to match up with Jordan Walker, who has 4 ribbies, including a 3-run homer. First pitch bounced foul. Runs in. The Reds rode the wave of a homer, 2 outs in the 9th, rallied to win in extras. It's a reversal of fortune. Oddly enough, Dane Myers, the man who hit that home run, had the dropped error for 2 runs to lose the lead on the 2-out contact. He is among the due-up for the Reds, but they're now down 2. Up and in. So Walker walks, bases loaded. We have not heard an official ruling yet, but for what it's worth, the MLB scoring stream has that rule to single for Burleson. It was hit at 103. So now the 9th Cardinal batter of the inning is Joshua Baez. Zach Maxwell now gets up in the Reds' pen. Almost hit him. Now, you talked about how much Burke has worked on the year, and he's fighting it some at this point this inning. He's trying his darndest. Popped foul and out of play. Way in. Burke now ready for his 30th pitch. Maxwell continues to warm. Three and 1. It's a dangerous spot. A rookie with pronounced power who is not shy about swinging. And Burke has nowhere to put him. Ball 4, another run, 8-5 Cardinals. All 9 have come to the plate. So now the man who started it with a pinch hit base hit, Jose Fermin, stands in again. And here comes Terry Francona up the steps. It gives Maxwell some time, and the move is made. A 4 spot in the 9th, and it's not over yet. Pitching change for the Reds.
The place you call home is important to you, so it's important to Allstate.
9th, they're now down 8-5, and they're not out of trouble. Bases are loaded. The man who began the inning with a pinch hit base hit, Jose Fermin, to face Zach Maxwell. It's a tall task for the big right-hander.
He threw 2 2/3 innings in relief on Tuesday. Right back in the fire. Bases loaded.
Good looking pitch, called a ball. Grounded to short, tough play. McClain under his glove. 1 run is in. They wave a second. Friedel fire to the plate is offline. 2 more runs. It's a 6 spot in the 9th. The Reds are getting doubled up 10-5.
Fastball out over the plate. Just perfectly placed. Matt McClain couldn't get to it.
Just a mama said kind of day. 2-run hit. Now Mason Wynn, who entered as a pinch runner earlier this inning, and just now gets his first plate appearance. He ran for Brian Torres, who had been hit by pitch. 0-2. Looking. Half dozen in the inning. A lot of climbing for the Reds to do. The Reds getting doubled up 10-5. Many moons ago, Matt McClain hit a go-ahead grand slam. Our StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, we're starting to see some really good things from Matt McClain, and I really think it starts with his balance. He's shown the ability to hit the ball the other way, and then when he gets pitched on the inside part of the plate, this happens with the bases loaded. Outstanding. Nice to see him starting to put it together offensively.
So McClain has also grounded out twice. George Soriano, new pitcher. A miss for ball 1. Other defensive changes. Jose Fermin is now at left. Everson Pereira is in center. Pedro Pages is the new catcher. Three and 0. Reds need a lot of base runners here. Michael Toglia on deck. McClain gets on. Well, Toglia to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. By the way, all 6 runs scored by the Cardinals in the top half of the inning unearned. 0-1. Strike two. Struck him out. Our champion Windows pitch tracks.
Soriano goes to the off-speed breaking ball, the changeup. Nice depth. It's like that ball just drops right off the table.
And Dane Myers stands in. 0 for 3. Line out his last time. Strike one. The game is hard. There's a lot of moments in every ball game, but Myers, the drop catch of what could have been the last out. That's a tough one to bear. Because he, like all those other guys, he's out there playing for his team, and he knows the weight of that moment. That's a lonely spot to be in. You know the depth of care that young man has, and trying to at least get on base, help his team try to scratch out some runs here in the home ninth. What's that like? You've lived that. As great as your career was, everybody has a tough moment.
Yeah, against the St. Louis Cardinals early in my career, ground ball to me, bottom of the ninth inning. I go to catch it, whiffed on it, the ball goes right between my legs. We end up losing that game. It is a lonely feeling. It's terrible. It's awful. Buddy Bell told me something after that game. He said you can either leave or you can sit here and address that situation. I did. And the next day in the papers, all they talked about is about the accountability of our young Cincinnati shortstop. But it is an awful, awful feeling.
He's worked a full count. McLean somewhat surprisingly being held on here. Myers has had some of the best at bats on the series, has seen a ton of pitches. Obviously had homers in each game in the doubleheader, but had domino effect of his ABs beyond that as well. Payoff again. And he gets on base. Pushes McLean up to second. Brings up TJ Friedel, who has singled, scored. He's 1 for 3. Excuse me. Came out defensively. Hector Rodriguez has singled, scored 1 for 3. Friedel gets his first plate appearance today, trying to snap the longest over of his career. Eugenio Suarez is on deck to hit for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Riley O'Brien had warmed alongside Soriano. He's up again. Cardinal closer. Oh and 1. Oh and 2. Friedel 0 for his last 28. He just missed one early that he pulled foul beyond first yesterday and later popped out. Reds will head out west for a 3-city trip once this one is wrapped up. They'll take on the Diamondbacks starting tomorrow night. Check swing. Appeal says he win. Strike 3. Arizona, another former home of Eugenio Suarez, who pinch hits here. Center field. That's down for a hit. McLean giving the wave. He scores. RBI hit for Gino. 10-6.
This thing is not over. Ellie got a chance right here. Get on base. Sal Stewart on deck.
That is 1,000 RBIs for Eugenio Suarez, the 9th active man to that milestone. Congratulations. Ellie De La Cruz. Current active major league leader is Freddie Freeman, somewhere in the 1,700 range. Another round number. Ellie's been on twice, base hit and a walk. Tying run is on deck. If Ellie were to reach, I have to think it would force the Cardinals to bring in Riley O'Brien to face Sal Stewart.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Did it clip the zone? No.
Call confirmed. St. Louis out of challenger.
Gotta think this is a take. Tying run is on deck. 3-0. There's a walk. The bases are loaded. Sal Stewart is going to stand in as the tying run. Marmol strides out. Soriano issues his third walk on the inning and outing. The former Red Riley O'Brien will come in. Reds down to their last out. They'll take on the closer.
The DQ Blizzard Dub.
The Reds have a chance. They rematch with the former Red Riley O'Brien, the Cardinal closer.
32 saves on the season, the All-Star. You see that most in the National League. It's the last time we had 2 grand slams in one game.
Probably been a bit. Sal Stewart, career bases loaded, hitting .500, does not yet have a grand slam. First pitch, left field, playing deep. It's down for a hit. 1 run is home. Suarez sent in. A 2-run single for Sal Stewart. The tying runs are on. The winning run will back. Sal retakes the major league lead with now 96 RBIs.
Just a simple, easy swing, not trying to do too much. Just such a mature approach to hitting.
Can J.J. Bleday keep the line moving? He has been a dynamo in his home ballpark. First pitch, called a ball. Cardinals just burned their last ABS challenge, and that might have caught the zone. Leday lifts left side. Jordan. It falls. Vermeen there as well. Leday today, ribby hit, a walk, a run scored. There is an open base. The margin is 2. Tyler Stevenson on deck. Three and one. There were only 3 hits in the Cardinals' 6-run top of the inning. There have been 2 hits so far for the Reds, with 3 in the bottom half. Full count. Runners will be off. The key man, Sal Stewart, off first, the tying run. Payoff. Down, base is loaded. The tying runs are in scoring position. The winning run is on base. And here comes QB1 Tyler Stevenson. Dusty Blake out to chat with O'Brien. Both bullpens tested, not only by the dog days that August demand, but by a doubleheader that sparked this 5-game series and has pushed both sets of relievers to the brink.
Yeah, it does feel like on both sides there's some fumes going on down there on that field. Very atypical of what you see normally at the end of ball games, at least at this level.
Just in case the Reds tie and forge extras, Pierce Johnson is up in the bullpen. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 4 today. Couple of Ks, couple of fly ball outs. He lifetime has handled bases loaded well.
Well, simple little base hit will tie up this ball game. Sal Stewart, I'm sure, will be working hard at second base to make sure he gets a good secondary lead.
Ball 1. Stevenson, the 9th Reds hitter of the inning. It began with a Matt McLain walk. McLain is on deck. Stevenson has been great late on the year. 2-0, and O'Brien is not commanding. Another miss. O'Brien has only thrown 3 strikes. Nowhere to put Stevenson. 3-0. Ball 4. It's a 1-run game. This is one of the most nuts 9th innings that I have ever seen. Both teams batting around. And now the man who thundered the Reds ahead with a grand slam. Matt McLain bats bases loaded once more. Another miss.
Well, I don't know if he's going to get a pitch to hit right here, but when he got one to hit earlier in the ball game, in the 6th inning, Matt McLain went deep.
2-0. Could this happen?
It could. It is. We're here. It's real.
7 straight balls. strike. Sent to right. Walker going back. He caught it. Line drive out. Reds leave him loaded. A wild game goes the way of the Cardinals. The comeback falls just short, 10-9.
Well, John, that was a wild ninth inning, and unfortunately should have had the win and secured the win. But down so many runs, the team continued to fight back, and Matt McClain put another charge into a line drive to right field. Unfortunately, the 6'6" Jordan Walker was there to catch that ball. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was a wild series. We lost the series 3-2. And you could see, I think, everyone on both sides. 5-game series is the reason you don't play them, because each side was running on fumes, I believe.
A one-run game goes against the Reds as they fall in this set and the season series to St. Louis. Reds post game on the other side, 10-9. Cardinals claim the finale.
The